All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we're going to be talking about how God will use the rejection for your projection. Okay, so let's get started. All right, today's Bible verse is going to be 1 Samuel chapter 29, verse 11. So you guys know how I am. Open up those Bibles, get in the Word, let God speak to you what He wants to speak to you about, and pray and open up those lines of communication. Okay, at this point in the Bible, Saul has been rejected as king. God's already told him that. David's been told that he will be eventually king. Saul's figured it out. He's chased after him relentlessly. And so David's had to leave his home country of Israel. And he is now hiding in the enemy's territory, the Philistines, which end up being the people that Saul's fighting too. And so David is there and he's doing some work for them, but he's actually working for the enemy because he's been rejected by Saul, and Saul's like seeking after his life, so that's where he has to be. There's getting ready to be a big battle. Right before this, Saul ends up talking to a medium, and he's told that he's going to die in battle the next day against the Philistines, and the Philistines are actually going up to fight Saul. And so David is working with the Philistines, and they all get in their little huddle, their little powwow, and they're like, we can't take David with us to fight against Israel. What happens? Isn't this the Israel's best commander? Why would we have him fighting on our side? For all we know, when he sees us winning, he's gonna turn and try to fight against us with them, and then we'll end up losing. So they reject David, and they basically say, go back to your home, okay? At this point, David is looking around, and he is probably like, I am not accepted anywhere. There's nowhere where anybody wants me to be. I don't have a home. My own country kicked me out. The enemies kicked me out. Now I have nothing, okay? But he had to be kicked out of that position there because that wasn't where he belonged. There he was serving under somebody. God needed him to go back to his country to be king. That's what his destiny was supposed to be. So God used that rejection to project him into the king that he was going to be. If he would have still been hanging out there and fighting and stuff like that, he probably would have never left and become king. So what does that mean for you? Last night in the live, we were talking a little bit about being rejected by women and being rejected, and sometimes you're scared to be rejected. Sometimes the rejection is actually the thing that's going to lead you to what you're supposed to be doing. It's going to lead you to the right person. So you shouldn't, I know that it hurts your feelings sometimes and it sucks, and you're probably like, God, why is it so hard? Why is this going on? Why does nobody accept me? Nobody wants to be with me. They don't like me at work. My career's not taking off. I feel like I'm being rejected everywhere. Why is it like this? Sometimes God's using those rejections and closing those doors because there's only one that he wants you to walk through. There's only one that he wants you to trust and take the leap of faith and walk through. And that's the one that's going to lead to your destiny. But if you have 100 different doors open, you're probably not going to know which one to choose. So if in your life, all of a sudden, you just start seeing door after door after door, close here, close here, close here. Normally, that's kind of because God's readjusting you. Something's getting ready to happen, and he needs you to be focused on the right thing. And maybe there's something that he told you a long time ago. David got told a very, very long time ago that he was going to be king. He's probably long forgotten about that, or he's like, well, I don't even see how that is even possible at this point. So I'm just going to do what I'm supposed to be doing over here, and I'm not going to mind my own business, and I'm not going to be whining to God, why didn't this work out? I'm just going to go over here, do my own thing, and that's probably a little bit source of bitterness too. He's like, I'm supposed to be king. This guy's running around trying to kill me, doing horrible things, and he's king. I'm not doing any of that, and I'm not king, and you told me that I was going to be king, and I never even asked for that, okay? So that's probably what he's thinking. But God has to use the rejection to get him out of that place so that he can go to the right place that he's supposed to be in, because he is supposed to be king. He is going to be one of the best, if not the best, king that will ever rule that country. He's going to build it. God's going to use him to destroy all of their enemies so that it solidifies their place in the world. And so he can't be hanging out in somebody's palace as like a servant trying to fight his own people. That might have been something that he was supposed to do at the time. That was something where he was learning something, but God said that time's over. Shut the door there. And so the rejection is what's leading him to his rightful position. So don't be upset if people reject you, if some stuff happens like that. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Normally, when God's like doing all of that, the doors are shutting because he needs you focused on that one. So think about that. You don't need 100 wives. You need one. Okay? So think about that. All right. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always. And I will see you guys back here next time.